Hi everyone, welcome to my crazy crafty life. My name is Delia, and in today's video I just wanted to talk about myself a little bit and let you know what I've been up to, and kind of sit down and chat with you and talk about some things that are really hard for me to talk about. So I just want to give you kind of a warning that some of the stuff may be triggers for you out there. But why I want to do it is because I know there's probably a lot of people that feel the same way. And I kind of wanted to show you and let you know that you're not alone. And, you know, if you're looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, it's there. It is there. I promise you. So if that's not your type of video, if you're worried about that type of video, I will not be in the least sad that you didn't watch it. But I felt it was important, not only for myself, for my own healing, and to kind of organize my thoughts and get them out there into the universe so that I can move on and continue on my journey. So yeah, that's why I felt compelled to do this. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. So that's why I felt compelled to make this video and talk to you all today about what I've been doing, what I've been up to, and what's next. So in the beginning of September, I really hit kind of a low point. I was doing my job, you know, the best that I could, but I really did feel stuck. I felt stuck, you know. I don't know how else to word that. And I didn't really want to prepare anything because I wanted it to come from the heart. But I just felt stuck. I felt like, I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it other than depression and anxiety and all the things, which I feel like a lot of people have gone through since the pandemic. And, you know, I am no exception to that. So yeah, I felt really stuck. I didn't know what to do. You know, I was doing this YouTube thing and I was kind of like, if I stick it out and if I keep going, you know, I'll become monetized at some point. You know, it'll all be worth it. This will be fine. I'll get through this. But I wasn't completely happy at work, at my full-time job, which is I was working with individuals with disabilities, which is a wonderful job, but it can be pretty demanding of yourself, of your mental self, of your free time. I mean, I spent a lot of myself on that job, which is wonderful. I don't want to make it sound like, you know, it was all bad. It wasn't. And I don't want to speak ill of that job, because it can be rewarding. It can be wonderful. And some of the people you work with, like I miss them. I miss them dearly. Many of you know that I did leave that job and I started a new job. But while I was there, I just felt stuck. And there was a situation where I think I was definitely burnt out, for sure, because I had been doing that job for almost 4 years. And going through COVID was especially hard, for sure. This is definitely not things that I ever expected. We lost a ton of staff. We were way understaffed. So definitely felt burnt out. And even though we were getting more staff and things were seeming to get better, I still felt like I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Gas prices had gone up. Sure, they dropped a little. But then there was a situation where I was questioned, you know, what was going on. And at that point, I realized that I didn't really realize it still, but then I just had, and this is where it's going to get scary. So if you don't like this kind of stuff, you may not want to watch this part. I literally just had that thought of suicide. I knew I wasn't going to do it in that moment. Like, I knew that's not me. That's not who I am. I'm a fighter. I've always been and always will be. But just the fact that the thought came into my brain, I knew that I had to change something, that this isn't okay. I can't continue this. So at this point is when I really ramped up a job search. I kind of had done it prior, but I did it sort of half-hearted. Like, oh, if something better comes along, it comes along, no big deal. But all of the driving that I was doing was taking a toll on my health. I have like minor carpal tunnel from driving so much. All the gas, my car even, one of the cylinders went, like all of the wear and tear on my car, on my health, it was taking a toll for sure. And the fact that that thought entered my brain, I knew right then and there, this is it. I cannot keep doing this. There is no part of me that I am willing to destroy in order to stay at a job where I didn't feel appreciated by management, and I felt used. I was asked to work weekends a lot, and I hated saying no. I was saying no more and more because I just didn't want to do it anymore. Because it was a lot. I was working 6 days a week, and on top of that, doing YouTube. It's a lot, and being a mom, and all the things, and trying to fit in things that I love to do, like going to craft fairs, which I haven't done this year, going to flea markets, yard sales, Dollar Tree, bargain hunting, all the things. And I just didn't have energy or time. And I even found myself like just sitting in my room alone watching TV, but like not really watching, like when you're zoned out, and just sitting there and doing nothing. And I knew before that thought entered my brain, but I knew that something had to change. It was time. And I think the reason I stayed as long as I did was the clients. I love them dearly, and I still do, and I miss them. And that was the hardest thing, for me, because I knew that some of them would think that it was because of them I was leaving, and that wasn't the case at all. So, yeah, I'm trying not to get emotional, but it is an emotional thing. I was definitely at a low point, and pretty low and I knew that a lot had to change. So I definitely ramped up my job search big time. And I was fortunate. I got quite a few job offers, actually. So that was kind of nice because I got to pick what I wanted to do. And it was interesting because they were all in different fields. So, but I knew one thing, that I was a receptionist, probably like 6 years ago or so, maybe more. And I loved it. Honestly, I wish I had just stayed at that job doing that, because I took the promotion, and I kind of wish I hadn't. Honestly, there was a point where I was like, I should have just stayed where I was. I was happy. I was good at it. And, there were parts that weren't great, but it was probably where I was the happiest, really. So I was fortunate. I actually got 2 job offers for receptionist positions. One, I had to work weekends, but it was only like one Saturday a month, which wasn't a big deal, but I'd have to work like nights and different locations. And so again, the driving was an issue. I mean, it wasn't that bad, definitely nothing like what I was doing, but another position. It was more money. It was, and I don't want to get into specifics because I feel like that's definitely not something but let's just say it was a good fit, and so I accepted that job. No nights, no weekends, which means my weekends are free to do YouTube stuff, which is awesome. I can do the things that I want to do. I have time for that. I have time for my family. This past Saturday, I went out with my daughter and we went shopping where she wanted to go shopping, and we also included Dollar Tree in that. And it was so fun, and I told her I had fun. We weren't feeling the greatest because we both are dealing with this sinus thing going around. But thankfully, I went to the doctor's and I got some antibiotics. I don't think hers is as serious. Mine definitely was because my blood pressure rose and I had like a lot of headaches, and I know now that that was probably the reason. So yeah, I was pretty bad. Thankfully, I am on medication and feeling tons better, even though I don't sound the best right now, but I am feeling a lot better. So that's good news. And I'm feeling a lot better about the job. So there is that. And I don't feel stuck anymore. I'm learning this new job. I'm enjoying the people that I work with, which is important. I'm not working crazy hours. I have set hours every single day, Monday through Friday. So I have my Saturdays and Sundays off and my nights off, which is amazing and wonderful. So yeah, so it's good. I mean, I hope at some point with this whole YouTube journey, I can get a part-time job. I'm not there yet, not anywhere close. I'm not even monetized at this point. So yeah. So, I do need a job, unfortunately, but it is good. It's a good change. It's nice that I'm not responsible for another human being all day long. Not that I didn't love that, I did, but it is a lot of responsibility and it does take its toll, which is why there's such a huge turnaround in that field. So it isn't a surprise to me, or probably anyone really, that I moved on after almost 4 years. Sure, there are a couple people that are still there, that were there before I even got there, but that's very few. Probably could count them on one hand, which is kind of sad, but it's the truth. It's the reality of the situation. I don't regret it. That's for sure. As hard as it was, and as much as I miss some of the people I work with and the clients that I worked with, it was something that I needed to do for myself. So it was just time for that new adventure. And that's what I used to tell clients when they would be sad that somebody left. They're just going on to their new adventure and we should wish them well. And it was my turn. It was just my turn. So I'm doing a lot better. I'm in a good mental space. Definitely, I'm doing a lot better. Could I be doing even better than that? Yeah, probably. But I've had time to kind of let the dust settle and reflect on what happened so that hopefully this doesn't come to that again, because I feel like this is a cycle where I get burnt out and then I just need to leave that job. And yeah. And last week I had planned to do 2 Dollar Tree hauls and that didn't happen because I got sick. That is nobody's fault other than just change of weather, craziness, things going around. I got sick and maybe even stress, who knows? But I'm on the road to recovery. I'm hoping to do 2 Dollar Tree hauls a week. I used to only do 1. And the reason is because my videos just kept getting longer and longer because of all the cool things I was finding. And I just have a lot of people who love watching them. So I figured, why not? So we'll have double the amount, double the fun, double the Dollar Tree, which is awesome. And if you love that, you will love this change. So yeah, so Sunday, Tuesday, Dollar Tree hauls. Thursdays will kind of be either a chat, another haul of something else. It could be a Dollar Tree haul if there's that much stuff. And then Saturdays, I'm hoping to do crafts. I may alternate crafts with something else depending. Maybe crafts or decorating, but at this point I'm not there yet for that, just because I still have a lot to sort through and go through and clean up from all of that time that I was just drained and not really doing anything other than work and YouTube. And that's really what it felt like. So even though I had all these wonderful plans to do crafts during the summer and in the fall, it didn't happen because of the mental space that I was in. And it's unfortunate and sad, and I do feel kind of like I let you guys down in a way, but I let myself down too, because I had all these plans and wonderful things I wanted to do that never happened. And that's on me. That's on me. I should have been more on top of it and realized that I was definitely in trouble, that there was something that needed to be done. Yeah. So I definitely feel like I waited too long, but you know, I guess it's never too late to kind of find yourself. Yeah, I felt lost too. Yeah. I kind of felt lost, you know, where I didn't have anything, you know, nothing. There was nothing there. I had nothing more to give. I had nothing more to, you know, I was just sort of surviving, and that's not living. We all know that. And yeah, I was definitely not in a good spot. And the saddest part is that I really thought I was doing okay. But looking back now, after all of this has happened and the dust has settled, I know that that was 1000% not true. So the things we tell ourselves, the things we convince ourselves of, just so that we keep on going, I guess. But yeah, I know that some of you, this isn't my normal content. Like, I'm not always doing these like sad talks and things, but if there's anyone out there that is feeling this way, you know, it's possible to change. You know, I knew it was work. I knew that. And as hard as it was to leave the people that I truly loved and cared for, I knew that I had to, for myself, for my family, for my sanity. So yeah, if you feel that way, just know there's tons of jobs out there. I mean, I had so many job offers, and I'm still, even now, I started this job on October 7th, and I was hired 2 weeks prior to that officially. And I'm still getting notifications of new jobs. So there are so many jobs out there, so many new opportunities. And the wonderful thing is like we're living in a world where jobs are getting harder and harder to fill for employers. So that means that we have our pick of the litter, really. We can be picky. We can, you know, apply for all these different types of jobs that we never thought we would do, jobs I never thought I would do. And we can pick and choose from what's out there. So if you're feeling that way, you know, if you're not feeling appreciated, if you're not feeling good about what you're doing anymore, there is something else out there. You know, there is. And I promise you that there is. So, yeah, because I hadn't worked an office job in almost 4 years. So I thought, you know, maybe I'm not going to get hired because I just haven't been doing that work. And guess what? I did get a job working in an office, which is what I wanted. I wanted to just be in an office and answer phones and, you know, do my job and go home at the end of the day and have my family and my YouTube and you guys and the things that I love. You know, my time to myself so I could do those things. I didn't have to worry about like, what am I going to do tomorrow with this person? You know, what could I plan? Where could we go? How much driving am I going to have to do? Do I need to get gas? Like all of this mental space just taken up. And, you know, it's not a bad thing. It wasn't a bad thing. I feel like I learned a lot at that job and I met a lot of awesome people. So, and I got to do a lot of awesome things too. So it's not like I hated that job, and it's not like I miss it a little, but I knew that it was just time. It was, you know, you just know when you know, and it was just my time to do that. And I'm hoping that now I will actually be able to get on a real schedule and put out regular content, at least 4 times a week, I hope. Minimum 3. That's definitely my goal. Minimum 3. And maybe, you know, every other week will be 4 or something like that. I know I'm going to try to get on a more regular schedule for you guys, because I know I've had a lot of you ask for crafts and all the things, and I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to disappoint myself though, because I think when I do disappoint you, I disappoint myself as well. So there was a lot of emotion and a lot of stuff I needed to get through. So this video I felt took quite a while to put out, but it was because I just needed to be in the right space. I didn't want to hate on my old job, because it wasn't really that, you know, at the end of the day, that wasn't really the problem. The problem was, you know, here I needed something, and I needed to change something. And, you know, the job, it didn't boil down to the job. Like, that wasn't the only issue. Part of it was me as well, but I was just burnt out and I was stressed out, and something had to change. And so, you know, reflecting back, I definitely should have known it was time to go, but in the moment I didn't. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know what was going on, like how I was doing, because I am doing well. And so many of you have asked when I got sick, and I mentioned I was sick in my video, have asked, you know, if I was feeling better. I'm definitely feeling better. And it was a little scary. I actually thought I did have COVID, because I was waking up with headaches like every day. Now looking back, I know it was because my blood pressure was through the roof. When I went to the doctor, it was confirmed. And that was a little scary too, because I was like, oh, okay. That explains a few things. But that always happens when I get sick. So I knew I was sick. I mean, it wasn't in my head, obviously. But I was really, really sick. I didn't even realize how bad until I went to the doctor, but I knew I needed to go. I started to feel better, and then I kind of like took a nosedive like a few hours later. Like I felt better, and then I went, phew. So it was a really, it was weird. It was so weird, because I thought I was getting better, and then I knew right then and there that I wasn't, and I felt horrible, and I was like, I'm done with this. I need to go to the doctors. So I called them the next day and got in there, and I'm doing much better. They did give me some antibiotics. I definitely had like some sinus infection issue. I don't know. I think he said sinusitis, but I don't really know. I don't know what he called it. Honestly, it was a sinus thing, and it was so bad. I mean, it was all here, and I never want to go through that again. It was awful, and it lasted so long. I mean, I've been sick for like a couple weeks, So, I mean, at first it was just headaches every day, but that was, and sore throat. But that was just like the calm before the storm, really. I mean, as awful as it felt, felt fine aside from those two things. And, you know, the headache would go away during the day, so it wasn't a big deal. Well, it was, yes and no, but yeah, it was not a fun time. But I really thought that maybe it was COVID because of all the headaches. I know now that it isn't, because I took like 3 tests and they were all negative, and 2 of them were home tests and 1 was at the doctor's, so they were all negative. And my 2 daughters who haven't been feeling well also took COVID tests and they were negative. So it's not COVID, but still very scary getting this sick these days because of all of the things going around. Not just COVID, like, you know, the flu. You know, I got the flu a couple years ago, and like in 2019, before all of this COVID happened, and it actually caused permanent lung damage. So I take medication every single day. Thankfully, it's not like to the point where I'm like on a oxygen or something, but who knows? You know, if I got the flu again, if I got COVID, if that could happen, you know, I don't know. Because I already have asthma, I already have allergies, I already have other health issues, a low immune system. So, you know, it's scary. It's very scary to get sick in my world. And I also have, you know, elderly parents who I do not want to get sick, who also have health issues. So yeah, it's kind of scary. Like, getting sick is not a simple, like, stay in bed for a few days and you're good to go. In my case, it's not that easy. I usually stay sick for quite a while. I've been fortunate that I have not had like an asthma attack, but I believe that's due to my medication that I take every day for my lungs. So hopefully, you know, hopefully that won't happen. I mean, I do have a few coughing fits here and there. I have to clear my throat and blow my nose, but, you know, all the things. But, you know, I'm doing okay and I'm feeling a lot better. So that's the important thing. So thank you so much, though, because reading all those comments, I hope you feel better, did cheer me up, you know, did make me feel better a little bit. I feel like whenever people, you know, send you a positive message, it always lifts you up, especially when you're not feeling good. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Again, I didn't want this video to kind of be like a woe is me, it's all about me kind of thing. That's not my intention at all. The reason I wanted to put it out there was just to let you all know that if you're in that place, you're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you. It's just a matter of looking at everything, you know, doing a pros and cons list, stay at a job, leave a job, you know, what do I do? What can I change? Do I go back to school? Like, all these things ran through my brain. Like, what do I do? How can I change? How can I make things better? And I did. I looked at so many options, so many options. So there is hope. I promise you there's hope. But yeah, there was a lot of options that I looked into. But I'm happy for now. So that's good. That's what I needed so much. Yeah, I'm definitely happier now. I'm not doing as much driving. I don't have to worry about my car breaking down and not being able to work, which is definitely something that was an issue at my last job. Yeah, and I feel good. I feel free a little bit. As much as I miss everyone, and I do, it was time. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you are all well. And if you are not, I hope this helps a little. So that's why I hadn't been doing videos, a lot of videos, was because of the job search and just self-evaluating and reflecting and getting into a new job and getting comfortable and learning, because my brain felt like, you know, learning all this new things that, I mean, I'm in a totally new job, learning about new things. So yes, learning a whole new computer system, like there was a lot. So I was going through a lot. So that is why it took me a while. But now that I am in a better place, in a better headspace, in a better mindset, all the things, I'm hoping to get more regular content out for you, which is good for you. It's good for me. Yeah, and I'm very excited for this new chapter, not only for me, but for my channel and for my family. So yeah, and if you liked this video, if you felt like this helped you in any way, please give me a like and a comment down below. It does help my channel out. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out more than you know. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.